and fourth steps in planning. Determining alternative courses and evaluation of alternatives. Organizations can pursue their objectives in various ways. There are alternative courses for every plan, and oftentimes it is more challenging to reduce the number of alternatives than finding them. Once found, these alternative courses can be analyzed, examined, and evaluated through the use of planning tools and techniques. These tools and techniques enable the manager to identify alternatives that can be eliminated because of unreasonable premises. The techniques for assessing the environment. The first technique or tool in assessing the environment is the environmental scanning. Environmental scanning includes the analysis of what is the need of the target market and the market survival strategy of the competitors. It is also defined as the screening of large amounts of information to anticipate and interpret change in the environment. The tools that we can use in conducting environmental scanning are through SWOT analysis or PEST and PESTLE analysis. Next is forecasting. It is an attempt to predict what may happen in the future. Forecasting is a technique used by managers to assess the environment. It predicts future environmental happenings or events that will affect the operations of the organization. Forecasting can be quantitative or qualitative. Quantitative forecasting applies mathematics to data in order to predict the future. For example, to predict future sales. The historical relationship between sales and time is analyzed by doing a time series analysis. While qualitative forecasting is wherein we use judgment to predict outcomes. To qualitatively forecast sales, appropriate managers can be asked about their opinion as to what will happen to the sales in the future. This technique is called jury of executive opinion. Forecasting also facilitates managerial decision making, but as the name implies, forecasts are predictions and may be inaccurate, so at times due to errors of human judgment. The third one is benchmarking. Benchmarking is to find out what other people and organizations do well and then plan how to incorporate these practices into the company's direction. By analyzing and copying these practices, firms can improve their performance. Next is the techniques for allocating resources. There are different resources in a business environment: the physical, financial, human, and intangible or informational. Techniques or tools for allocating resources are as follows. The first one is budgeting. Budgeting is a numerical plan for allocating resources to specific activities. It is used to improve time, space, and use of material resources. This is the most commonly used and most widely applicable planning technique for organizations. The examples are revenues, expenses, and capital expenditures. Next is scheduling. Scheduling means these are plans that allocate resources by detailing what activities have to be done, the order in which they are to be completed, who will do the job, and when they are to be completed. Scheduling represents the coordination of various activities. The third one is the break-even analysis. It is used to determine the point at which all fixed costs have been recovered and profitability begins. The formula for the break-even analysis is you get the total fixed cost divided by the difference between the unit price and the unit variable cost. The last one is the linear programming. Linear programming helps in selecting which is the most suitable or optimistic method to find the solution. This technique seeks to solve resource allocation problems using the proportional relationships between two variables. This is an example of a linear programming. The break-even analysis and the other tools that we can use, tools and techniques that we can use, okay, in allocating resources, like the use of the Gantt chart and a load chart. Now let's talk about contemporary planning. There are four types, or there are four kinds in contemporary planning. The first one is the project management. Project is a one-time only set of activities that has a set or a definite beginning and an ending point time. When we say project management, the task of getting a project's activities done on time, within the budget, and according to specifications. In project management, it is important that we define goals, identify all required activities, the materials, and labor, and to determine the sequence of completion. Next is scenario planning. When we say scenario, it is a consistent view of what the future is likely to be. Scenario planning is identifying a specific set of uncertainties, different realities of what might happen in the future of your business. It is also making assumptions on what the future is going to be and how your business environment will change over time in light of that future. More precisely, scenario planning is an attempt not to try to predict the future, but to reduce uncertainty by playing out the potential situations under the different specified conditions. These uncertainties are like the increase in the commodity prices, the government stability, consumer trends, and technology adoption. The third one is contingency planning. When we say contingency planning, we are offering alternative courses of action when the unexpected happens or when things go wrong. We are developing scenarios that allow managers determine in advance what their action should be a considered event actually occur. And what are the examples of, or what are the scenarios wherein we can apply our contingency plan when there are labor risks, for example, financial risks, or natural disasters? The last one is participatory planning. It is a planning process that includes the people who will be affected by the plans and those who will be asked to implement them in all planning steps. Thank you for watching this video presentation. If you have questions about the topic discussed, don't hesitate to send me a message. Thank you.